else that you can overcome it. Keep on climbing till you finally reaching the summit. Never back down, never go astray, and never pay attention to the words that they say. You just put them.
A guy that takes a lot of pride in stepping in this ring. I'm a guy that takes a lot of pride in being a professional wrestler.
I'm expecting the crutch, not expecting no help. You believe it, then you gotta see it through by yourself. And when this light bites back and it's leaving you broke, and even if a song fades, well, there's a beacon of hope.
Yeah, that's right. The most technically proficient professional wrestler walking the face of God's green earth.
Never let them dictate whichever way that you go. And if it's standing in your way, then you letting them know that the curtain's finally opened and it's time for the show.
I want to be the best. I think I am the best.
Let go. Here we go.
We will conquer all the oceans you can name.
Smooth sailing, baby.
We won't take.
I ain't taking nothing.
You know, they often say, it's been well said, that life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you deal with it.
Oceans you can name.
Smooth sailing, baby.
We won't take anything.
Yeah, I ain't taking nothing.
First title defense, man you faced a few months ago, Derek Neal at SUMMERBASH.
Right, yeah, I just won the title. It was my very first defense. Derek Neal, who I'd had a match with previously in my home school in Breathitt County, he's my very first opponent. And Derek, tremendous wrestler, had really, if you followed our television and saw a lot, Derek went out of his way to kind of make that personal with a lot of insults to me and a lot of insults about Eastern Kentucky. And just really, kind of up the ante on the intensity level of the match. And I think if you'll see on the footage, it's a very physical, very intense type match. And again, I can't take anything away from Derek. He'd been very successful. He'd been on quite a roll at that point. And for him to come in and not just challenge me, but to make it as personal as he did, really raised the stakes on that match. And I think, as you're going to see, it really, the match itself turned out really well, very physical. And again, I was very fortunate to come out and get the win in the 1, 2, 3.
Now I'm here with AMW heavyweight champion John Noble. John, you're getting ready to head out to the ring to face the real deal Derek Neal. It's an AMW heavyweight championship match. What's your thoughts, champ?
My thoughts are just simply this. Derek Neal's done a lot of talking. He said a lot of personal stuff, a lot about stuff about my family, even stuff about what I do outside the wrestling ring. Tonight, Derek Neal, you're going to find out your fatal mistake. When you come for the top prize in the professional wrestling industry, the fatal mistake is you worry too much about what I'm doing outside of the ring instead of what I'm getting ready to do to you in the ring.
And folks, there he is, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling's heavyweight champion, John Noble, here at SUMMERBASH, capping off the night against real deal Derek Neal. John Noble, a guy that's just had success everywhere he's gone, and I've heard Derek Neal talk. Derek Neal, when he was, starting out as a wrestler, John Noble was one of the guys that he looked up to, one of the guys that he kind of looked at and saw that's a champion. Now that is a champion, and now he's got his chance to take him out tonight. But John Noble, I'm telling you, Derek Neal looks like he's ready to go, but you never know until you step in the ring with John Noble how things are going to go, because he is one tough son of a gun, and he's got his hands full tonight with Derek Neal.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is your main event of the evening, and it's for the AMW Championship. Introducing first, the challenger from Nashville, Tennessee, weighing in at 220 pounds. This is the real deal, Derek Neal. And you can see it from Berwick, Kentucky, weighing in at 210 pounds. He is your current reigning and defending AMW champion,
And, folks, we're about ready to get it going here. Main event, Devin.
The contracts have been signed. The introductions have been made. Both men in the ring. And, well, they've been waiting for this for a long time. Derek Neal and John Noble, they just plain old don't like each other.
Absolutely don't like each other, and they are ready to go. Referee calls for the bell. The bell's rung, and we're off with our main event of the evening. Derek Neal taking on John Noble.
Noble already trying to get into the head of Derek Neal, and looks to be working. Neal starting to fire up here. Both of these men been dancing circles around each other for a while now. Finally going to lock horns, and here we go.
Absolutely, and John Noble driving Derek Neal into the turnbuckle to start things off, and referee having to break them apart. These guys, this is where that just genuine animosity starts to come into play.
Yeah, absolutely. Both men roughly the same height, roughly the same build, roughly the same size here. It's hard to say who will have a power advantage, a speed advantage, or anything. Pretty evenly matched across the board. It's really just going to come down to who wants it more.
And Derek Neal kind of showboating as he's asked to break that one up. John Noble not a guy you want to provoke. Not a guy you want to provoke.
Yeah, a fighting champion here, been willing to take on anyone and everyone since winning the AMW championship, and now facing his biggest opponent to date, Derek Neal, a man who really just thinks he has John Noble's number. Well, some tremendous reversals here by both men as we end up with John Noble here on top.
Just create some incredibly skilled grappling there as you hear the crowd. They see that, Devin. They respect that as John Noble and Derek Neal continue to try to stay one step ahead of the other guy, but
yeah,
hard to do with two guys like this.
Noble using his quickness there to get out of the way of a vicious elbow drop. We talked about how equally matched these men are, and you see it right here as, any little inch makes a difference between these two gentlemen, and this match is just getting started, and already the tension here at a fever pitch.
John Noble, now he's trying to provoke Derek Neal, who saying he's giving him the old chicken chant, as we heard in the playground all through grade school.
Yeah.
And nothing will get you more mad than that.
If you ever want to fire up a bully, just call him a chicken, and that'll do it. It works on Marty McFly, and it works on Derek Neal. And now he's fired up.
And they lock horns with intensity.
And they break apart, lock back up, and now just bullying. Neither man can find the advantage here.
And Neal finally finds his way into a side headlock.
That's not just a regular old side headlock. He's really just putting everything he has into it, trying to squeeze the life out of the head of John Noble.
And Noble finds his way out.
Headlock takeover now, got him on the mat. Transitions into another side headlock now, and now they're on the mat. Neal trying to work his way up here, and John Noble, though, trying desperately to just suck the life out of the challenger.
And man, these two guys just so evenly matched. Really hard to gain an inch on either guy.
Pound for pound, and these guys are just right on top of each other, and it really just comes down to who gets that spurt of adrenaline, to who gets to kind of take advantage for a time period.
And John Noble goes over, and he's got a headlock takedown on Derek Neal.
Right back into that side headlock, just trying to drain the energy out of him when you're this evenly matched. If you can get your opponent exhausted, if you can force him to just try to use all the air in his lungs and all the strength left in his muscles to try to get out of a hold, then you might get that advantage. As Neal goes for the rollover pin attempt, Noble right back onto it, though, doesn't even let go of the headlock. Neal working his way back up now. Noble really wrenching in the headlock. Neal grabbing a hold of the tights now. Back of the knees as Noble down to one knee now, gets out, and now transitions into a headlock of his own. Taking time to jaw to the fans here in Letcher County as he just bears down on the skull of John Noble. Noble powers out now. Into the full Nelson, into another transition. Now a headlock takeover, and now back on the mat.
And this is a really, I can't say enough how evenly matched this is as Derek Neal goes for the head scissors. John Noble gets out of it. Another headlock takeover. Back to the headlock grounded position, and there another head scissors from Derek Neal, exclaiming, "Who's the man now?" As John Noble takes him back down.
Another headlock takeover here. The scouting report for John Noble, the old ball coach here, really going by the book, wanting to keep his opponent on the mat. But another head scissor by Derek Neal reverses the hold, and I believe he may have that headlock scouted. And now he has Noble on the ground. Both men just trying to wear down their opponent as we head now into the Cold War part of this match.
Man, oh man. John Noble, the champ, really got his hands full here if he wants to leave with the championship that he walked through the locker room with. Oh!
And a brutal shoulder block there by Derek Neal puts Noble on the mat. Now Noble leapfrogs. Oh, and flips Neal over onto his back, and another headlock takeover. Now back on the mat, putting pressure on Derek Neal. Putting the pressure on the skull of the challenger here. Tell you what, you don't think about just how much it takes out of you to be stuck in a headlock like that. You can't breathe, you can't move, you can't hear, and even the blood vessels in your eyes start to pop after a while. And it's really just one of the worst places to be when you have an expert pro wrestler like John Noble just squeezing the life out of your head.
Absolutely. It's basically like squeezing a grape. It can only take so much. But Neal fights out of it, slings John off the ropes. John Noble comes down, hits him with the shoulder tackle. He bounces off the ropes. Neal's up, goes to jump over, but eats another headlock takeover.
After a nice boot to the midsection there, and Derek Neal spending a lot of time on the mat here, being controlled by the champion. Both men trying to set their pace here. John Noble so far been in control, but Derek Neal unpredictable and a very savvy mat wrestler himself here. Gets him into the corner. No clean break from Derek Neal. Delivers a closed hand chop to the chest. And now a big back body drop by the champion. And Neal runs out of the ring to safety. On the outside now, referee starts his count. Derek Neal cannot win the championship on the outside of the ring. And he's waving it off here, folks. Derek Neal, after all the talk, after all the bragging, he's ready to leave.
If he wants that belt, he's got to get back in the ring. And he looks like he's had enough.
Looks like he might even be playing mind games here even. But he's going back to the curtain.
And here comes John Noble.
Noble right on top of him. You're not going anywhere. And John Noble, a shot to the chops, taking him back to the ring. A fighting champion doesn't want to win on a count out. He wants to pin him in the ring.
And John Noble, he could have, oh my goodness, right between the legs. John Noble could have won this match and walked out the easy way. He opts to, exert himself and show folks what he's made of, and he may have paid for it, Devin.
Not much of a higher price you can pay, but if you ever needed help with hitting your high notes, inquire. There you go. But my goodness, a vicious assault now by Derek Neal. And you almost wonder if this was all part of the plan. Fans starting to come alive, cheering on their AMW champion as he's forced into the corner by a European uppercut from Derek Neal. Neal whips Noble into the corner, and boy, he just put everything he had into it. Bounces him off the turnbuckles, and now a knee drop right to the sternum, and he's going for the pin. 1, 2, and a foot on the rope. Savvy ring work by the champion.
John Noble.
In-ring awareness there.
That's just years and years of work inside the squared circle. But Derek Neal now attacking the knee.
And now stopping the hands.
Just
anything, John Noble.
Anything to inflict pain at this point. And Derek Neal said, who's the man now for the dozenth time, it feels.
The Baker's dozen, but now John Noble delivering shots to the midsection of Derek Neal, and Derek Neal just standing there. Could have gone catatonic from these shots. Irish whip reversal, and a vicious knee lift to the midsection, flips John Noble over, and now Noble on the mat, and Neal just trying to catch his breath in the corner. Both of these men giving it everything they got here. And now a blatant chokehold right in front of the ref from Derek Neal, and using all 5 of that 5 count. And now the champ is on the ropes, literally. As Neal drives the head into the turnbuckle. Vicious chop to the chest. You could hear that one back in Tennessee. And another one. Just absolutely savage. That sucks all the wind out of your lungs. Going for a third, but Noble out of the way, and the receipt from the champion. 3 now to the chest and whips him into the corner. But Derek Neal explodes out and floors the champion. Now both men on the mat.
Gets the cover, couldn't get there immediately. And Noble able to kick out before the count of 3, saving his AMW championship.
Boy, that was 2.5, if not 2 3/4 there. John Noble running on instinct now. Derek Neal doing everything he can to try to walk out of here with AMW gold. As he picks up the champion. And just delivers a vicious chop right to the jaw of John Noble. And then drops the knee right down on the chest. Goes for the pin. 1, 2.5. As John Noble somehow wheels his shoulder off the mat. Neal still taking time here, arguing with the fans in Letcher County. They've gotten under his skin. Doesn't want to take his focus too much off the champion, and that's what happens as John Noble fires back. Shots to the midsection, but Derek Neal just pulls Noble down right on the back. I think he might have got a hold of the tights there.
And Noble in a bad way, Devin. Trying to make his way up to his feet. Derek Neal allowing him to get up there, but here comes the Northern Lights bridging suplex.
Boy, that was picture perfect, but only a 2 count there. And this may be the most damage we've seen John Noble take since gaining the AMW championship, Nathan.
He has had his fair share of battles, but I'm telling you, they don't call Derek Neal the real deal for nothing.
Just a battle of juggernauts here in AMW as these men are going to war here. Both men now on their feet in the middle of the ring. And a vicious shot from Derek Neal as he goes into the ropes. Then John Noble fires back with a vicious shot of his own that puts him through the ropes and to the ground.
That had to take a lot out of the tank for John Noble.
But a sickening thud there as he connects with that shot. Neal outside the ring, and John Noble looks to be going in after him. And he does. Now both men on the outside.
Count resets.
On a vicious right hand from Noble, just floors Derek Neal. Back up and now shots to the back. This isn't a wrestling match anymore. This is a war.
This is just a plain old fight as John Noble slams Neal's head against the mat, climbs into the ring swiftly. Pinning combination here from the champion.
Just a 2 count, but as Neal kicks out, Neal looks to be firing up now. Oh, he delivers the knee to John Noble, and that could be the match if he can get the pin here.
The running knee, but he can't capitalize immediately.
As he makes his way over, not even going for the pin, just wants to hurt him now.
Oh, my goodness.
The senton on the arm of John Noble.
And here comes Derek Neal. What's he got left? What can he do to put John Noble on his back?
And that may have just won the match for Derek Neal.
Discus punch. And John Noble makes his way out of the cover.
He may have just done that while unconscious. Derek Neal picks the champ back up thinking, what does he got to do? A scoop slam puts him back down on the mat. And Derek Neal working his way over to the corner now. What could he be thinking?
John with the crowd, and he's feeling confident. He's up to the middle rope, perched upon the top rope.
Second rope knee drop. Oh! Boot from John Noble. And that puts Derek Neal back into the corner. Neal struggling to stay on his feet. John Noble struggling to get to his feet. Referee making a count here. And now Derek Neal goes for the spinning heel kick. Reversed by John Noble. 1 clothesline, 2 clotheslines. A third ducked by Derek Neal. Kick to the midsection. And the knee lift right to the jaw. John Noble with the lariat.
Turning Neal inside out. And, almost gets him, but Noble, at least for the moment, back in control of this one.
Only a 2 count, but wow. Noble, vicious chops to the chest.
God!
Whips him to the corner, reversed by Neal. Neal, it's a boot to the chin. And now John Noble, top rope.
And Noble with the big maneuver off the top rope. Gets the shoulder across, but unable to hook the leg. Basically just got his arm on him for the cover. 2 counts.
Now both men just struggling to get back to their feet here. The champ first, Derek Neal with the leg sweep, going for a pin here. Feet on the ropes. The 2 count, the ref sees it. Stops the count. Derek Neal furious now. But he's got to keep an eye out. John Noble underneath rolls him up for the pin. 1, 2, only a 2 count now. John Noble backs up. Goes for the super kick, but eats a forearm to the chin. Exploder suplex by Derek Neal. And a 2 count.
Barely gets the shoulder up in time.
How long can these 2 men keep this up?
Definitely not much left in the tank at this point. In the words of Jackson Brown, they're running on empty.
As Neal gets into the corner now, he's starting to feel it. John Noble still on the mat. Neal dialing it up here, goes for it, but Noble with the roll up. And now they're on their feet. Noble, right hand, the Russian leg sweep
into the cover.
And the 3 count.
Noble wins it.
Noble retains. And an absolute war with Derek Neal.
2 heavy hitters, the slugfest. John Noble retains the Appalachian Mountain Wrestling Heavyweight Championship in a match that will be talked about for years to come, Devin.
John Noble, simply put, John Noble is the man. I mean, John can do it all. I first met John when I was a 17-year-old kid breaking into the sport of professional wrestling, training to be a professional wrestler. And he used to compete in my hometown. And John is somebody who could simply just do it all. I mean, he had technical ability. He could do power moves. He could fly. I mean, he could go toe-to-toe, hold for hold with the best of them. No question about it. And I knew watching John, even that young and starting out to try and be a professional wrestler, that was somebody that eventually one day I wanted to set foot in the ring with. And I finally got my opportunity on May 4th, 2018, Jackson, Kentucky, Night of Champions. The AMW office gave me a call. They thought I would be a formidable opponent for John as I was making waves myself through the Kentucky professional wrestling scene during that time. And then on that night, I tried to out-wrestle John. I tried to outwit John. I might have done some questionable things, but at the end of the night, John Noble was the man who pinned my shoulders to the mat 1, 2, 3 and beat me in front of all those people in Jackson, Kentucky. But I couldn't settle for that. So, you know, I kept pushing to the AMW office to get another match. And at the time, he was heavyweight champion. He just won the AMW heavyweight championship. And I wanted to prove I was the best in Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. So eventually, I got an opportunity against him at SUMMERBASH in 2018. And I mean, I did everything I could to get into John's head. I'm not going to sit here and beat around the bush. I mean, I tried to use his family against him, his basketball team. I tried to get in that head of his any way possible. But on that night, he started out wrestling me right off the jump. I can't deny that. I mean, he was the better man on the mat from the start of the bell. But eventually, I was able to wear John down. But with his perseverance and, you know, the mental and physical toughness that he has, unfortunately, I fell short on that night as well. And John Noble was the better man. But simply put, John is one of the best men I've ever competed against in my entire career. John Noble, you're simply the man.
Miller Family Fun Center. Title defense against Kyle Maggard.
Yeah, you know, that's something I told, going back to when I beat Derek Neal. We come in the locker room, and that was when the organization of powers that be, which we'll get into all that stuff a little later, had come up with the idea that the AMW champion was always going to have an open contract. So whoever's name was on that dotted line, that's who you went against. So as it worked out for me, I got a few wins in a row, everything's going along, and then next thing you know, next opponent lines up, and it's Kyle Maggard. And, you know, Kyle, you know, it does a lot at AMW in terms of just being the face of the promotion. He's the guy. He's, you know, he does all the personal appearances. He does all kinds of stuff. He'd been the former champion at that point, and, you know, is just a good wrestler. I helped train Kyle. You know, so for me, it was a tough match from the standpoint that I'm going to go in here and face, you know, my friend, this guy that I helped get into the sport, the guy that I helped train. I got to go in here and face him, but at the same time, I got to beat him because I'm the champ and I want to stay the champ. And I think the result was a really, really good match. Had a lot of real back and forth to it, and the fans really enjoyed it. Before it was, you know, really kind of ruined at the end by some people that probably shouldn't have been there. But we'll let people judge that for themselves.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is your main event of the evening. Headed for the AMW Championship. Introducing first your challenger from Chinese Kentucky, weighing in at 301 and 1.5 pounds, and his opponent from Maggard, Kentucky, weighing in at 210 pounds, he is your current reigning and defending AMW champion, John Noble.
And we'll see how good of a lesson that is. Kyle Maggard, we've not seen him get too many wrestling lessons here on AMW TV.
As the men circle each other once again here. And they lock horns in the center of the ring, but this time it's Kyle Maggard with the advantage. Noble starts to dig into the midsection of Maggard. Gets some separation, but once again, the size and weight advantage in favor of Maggard sends John Noble flying across the ring.
Noble the champ, but got his hands absolutely full.
And you hear John Noble say, "No way this man weighs 301 pounds." At some point, the fun and games, though, got to come to an end because both these men want to leave here with that belt. They lock horns again. Maggard transitions into the side headlock using the size, height, power, and weight advantage against the smaller competitor, the champion John Noble. Noble, though, shots to the ribs, off the ropes. And again, and a huge drop kick.
And there's that patented John Noble drop kick we've come to know over the years of wrestling here in the Appalachians.
A lot of filling out here. Fans having a lot of fun watching these two friends go at it here.
just a different type of atmosphere. Both men beloved by the fans. And Kyle Maggard puts John Noble down with the big body slam, the elbow drop, and he comes off for a splash, but comes up empty. Noble pinning combination.
Can he get him? But the power of Kyle Maggard able to get out of it.
And the big knee lift coming over and going downstairs on the big man, and Kyle Maggard may be hurt from that when he's grabbing the knee.
Yeah, very tactical approach here by John Noble to get the big man off his feet. And now going right back to that leg.
Oh my goodness. John Noble to the knee again, and crowd quietening down a little bit. I think they may be worried about Kyle Maggard's knee.
Yeah, that was a vicious hit there. Of course, no ill will between these two men. In fact, it's the opposite. They're best friends, but as part of that, they know the strengths and weaknesses of each other, and John Noble knows every injury Kyle Maggard's ever had, and he knows that sometimes that knee can bother the big man.
And Maggard fighting his way up, but Noble right back to the knee, putting him down, going for the cover. Gets to the count of two, inching closer and closer to successfully defending this title against his protege.
As Noble puts the leg on the rope here, going to continue to work on that knee of Kyle Maggard. Knows the only way to nullify the weight and height advantage is to keep him on the mat. And could we see a figure four here from John Noble as he's nearly got it?
Could just sit down, but man, the way he's got that leg twisted and he's sitting down on the knee, I don't know that he really really gains much more by going all the way for the figure four. Now he goes back to the knee, and Kyle Maggard may be starting to realize what John Noble meant by an old-fashioned wrestling lesson.
Yeah, Kyle Maggard in a tremendous amount of pain right now, as John really focusing in on that knee, keeping the big man down, keeping that power equalized. But the reach of Kyle Maggard allows him to get to the ropes. We'll see a clean break here from John Noble, but then goes right back to attacking that knee. Oh, but a vicious spine buster from Kyle Maggard, and the huge reversal there. This could be a turning point in the match.
And Noble went from in control to in trouble.
Now Kyle Maggard, though, working on one wheel, but currently in control of the champion, as he puts all 301.9 pounds into that Irish whip into the corner. John Noble, he could be out of it here.
Champ reeling at this point. The knee to the back, and Kyle Maggard pulling, just straining on the core.
And this just hurts every part of the body, the shoulders, the core, the back. Everything hurts with this maneuver.
And John Noble gets the tiptoe, the bottom of his boot against the rope to force the break.
Oh my goodness.
My gosh!
An absolutely savage chop from Kyle Maggard, and then another one. And then the Irish whip to the corner. Maggard going up for the splash, but Noble out of the way. Oh, and returns the favor 3 times.
Man, these guys want this match. And Kyle Maggard bulldozing through the champ.
Just like a defensive end there. John Noble, of course, well known as a basketball coach, but Kyle Maggard showing some football skills in the ring right now. He'll get a 2 count for it, but just wow, the impact of that move. And these two best friends, the smiles are gone. They have gone to war. They've committed to the match finally, and now as we get into it, Kyle Maggard with the chin lock on John Noble, trying to force his friend, his teacher, to submit.
And Noble going for the sunset flip. Gets Maggard over.
But his head on the ropes there.
And Maggard puts John Noble right on his back. And this one has been one for the ages.
Yeah, these two they know each other's moves inside and out. They know how to neutralize each other, and you can see it here. Both men having to give everything they've got.
Maggard going for the cover, and Noble, the outstretched arm, gets the fingers on the ropes.
Just barely gets the hand up to grab the ropes there. Both these men getting a standing ovation from the fans here at the Miller Family Fun Center. Kyle picks up Noble, puts him off the ropes. Noble ducks under, and again, and now, oh, a power slam from Kyle Maggard. And that could be the match.
And Noble powers out.
Both men look like they've been through World War III here. And the crossface now by John Noble.
And rolls into the cover. Kick out, almost had a winner. Kyle Maggard misses on the clothesline. And John Noble trying to chop down Maggard.
Oh, but what's this?
Kyle Maggard going for the bottom, but almost reversed into the Russian leg sweep. And Kyle Maggard up. He's got the champ down, but he rolls out of the ring.
And we could have seen a new champion there as Kyle Maggard hit the bottom.
But John Noble, that close to the edge, makes his way outside the ring, and the match can't end there if Kyle Maggard wants the gold around his waist.
As he gets the champ back in the ring and follows him in here.
Rolls him back. Could that be it? And Noble kicks out. And you gotta think, Devin, the time that it took from the time Kyle Maggard hit the bottom until John Noble was rolled back into the ring could have bought him a little more time with his title.
A lot of time to recover there.
Oh, John Noble tries to go over Kyle Maggard, but he's caught. Kyle Maggard
and the
eats the side Russian leg sweep.
But what's happening here?
What is this?
Looks like Arson and Adam Newsom. And who's that with them? Is that?
That's AJ, who is a wrestling manager around here, and somebody's, this is ridiculous. What is going on here on AMW TV? This one, these fans have been robbed, Devin.
Yeah, now both men being attacked, and what's this? They're handcuffing Kyle Maggard to the ring ropes here. Kyle Maggard handcuffed to the ring ropes, being attacked by Newsom. Arson out here attacking John Noble. Here comes the Michael Jameson here.
Here we go. Jameson was asked to join these guys. Turned them down, now coming out here to save Kyle Maggard and John Noble.
Noble back up on his feet. He has no idea where he is, but what's this?
The super kick on John Noble.
Michael Jameson.
And he's right back where he started here in AMW, folks. This is a disgrace.
As they are attacking John Noble and now Kyle Maggard as well. This is chaos.
Two of the fiercest competitors, along with hometown hero Kyle Moore. Football coach here at Breathitt County High School. He is not, to my knowledge, he is not the third man, to my knowledge. We'll find out. Kyle Maggard's got a microphone. Let's see what he's got to say.
I know everybody else, but the answer to the question that everybody wants to know, who is our mystery partner? I'm sure, is it real? I tell you what, we do have a third partner, and go ahead and play this music right now.
I know that music is Clinton Stacy in the house tonight. And folks, the driller Eddie Browning, could that be him?
That's not who I call. I know I said I'm going to get real, but that's not who I call. Play our partner's music.
Who could it be? There's no way. There is no way. Folks, it is Sexy Stan Sierra, the former AMW champion, is shaking hands with John Noble and Kyle Maggard. We have not seen him in a long time, and they are in the ring. And it is on! And folks, this is 3-on-3, 3-on-3, 6-man tornado action. So this is what we're going to be expecting the rest of the night, and I am lost for words. Stan Sierra, Kyle Maggard, John Noble. The Reformation, they've been causing trouble for a while now, but who can stop these three guys? Stan Sierra back in AMW. And the ref's going to call for a restart. Just about ready to get underway with this six-man tag main event. Noble and Jamison starting it off. Already got some shenanigans. Reformation. Fiji Wildman here with them tonight. So it looks like they have expanded once again. Jamison putting the champ on his back. And the champ showing Jamison what he's made of here in front of the hometown crowd. Kyle Maggard in the ring. Takes Jamison straight to the mat with the clothesline. Now he's got him. And here comes Stan Sierra. Boy, do he and Kyle Maggard have a past, and to see that they are working together here today is something to behold. Sierra sending Newsom across the ring. Newsom showing a little of the flexibility there. And Sierra flattens Newsom out, and Newsom back up, put down once again. Sierra, an AMW champion caliber talent. Memory serves correctly, he held the title until Al Snow was able to come in and get the win over him. Al Snow wins everywhere. John Noble, now the champ. Stan Sierra back in AMW. For right now, he's got his eyes set on the Reformation. Adam Newsom got his eyes set at his partners in the corner. He's got to get out of it. He is all alone, isolated he could be in trouble. And John Noble with the drop kick. Immediately for the cover. Doesn't get the pin count, but I'm telling you, he is doing everything that he needs. Everything you would expect from a champion is Michael Jamison, another tough competitor, back in the ring, but back down on the ground at the hands of the AMW champion. Fiji Wildman, we're seeing his first action in AMW and showing John Noble, the champ, why he's called the Wild Man. Oh, man. John Noble dealing with an unorthodox style like Fiji Wildman. Oh. John Noble fighting his way, well, trying to fight his way out of this. And come on. Noble being choked with the referee's back turn. Jamison back in the ring. Jamison now, tables have been turned a little bit. Noble's got the best of him so far tonight, but now Jamison seizing the opportunity. Noble back up. And Jamison puts him back first into the canvas. Crowd cheering on the champ. And Kyle Maggard tagged, taking care of business. Referee didn't see the tag. Putting Kyle Maggard back on the apron. And that was really these guys' chance. Newsom quickly into the pinning combination, only a 2 count. Fiji Wildman back in the ring and back to his Wildman ways. Noble fighting his way out. Can he get through the Fiji Wildman? Noble right into the turnbuckle. Had some momentum, what little bit of momentum he had. Absolutely gone, and now he's taking knife-edge chops across the chest from Michael Jamison. Oh! Returning the favor. Both men down now. Where does it go from here? Referees count up to 7. Noble gets Maggard. And Maggard takes down Newsom. Takes down Fiji Wildman. Jamison still down in the ring. Newsom sent flying off the ropes, ducks the clothesline. Kyle Maggard, big spine buster. Now Stan Sierra in the ring, sending Fiji Wildman to the corner. And now sends him flying outside the ropes. Maggard, Newsom in the ring. Maggard. Noble's caught his breath. And the champ, oh, the rake to the eyes. Come on, ref. Body slam on the champion. Newsom comes off the ropes. Leg drop. And Newsom has a Breathitt County football helmet. Kyle Moore taking it back, gives it to Noble, and Noble gives it to Newsom. That is it. The Reformation goes down.